Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of one Crimson Vow draft. Stentia Uprising, I feel like I never get to play this card. Played against it a lot. Lost against it a lot. Lost against it dealing 7 damage to me a lot. Good card. Taking it. Other goodies in here. We've got Arm the Cathars, which deceptively is good in this format. I didn't think it was going to be that good. It always kind of looked to me like, oh, I'm going to need 3 creatures for this to do anything, but it actually just works well with Train, and the fact that they get Vigilance is very relevant, so it's a good card. Brine Comber, good. Ragged Recluse, playable 2-drop, same with the Stoneclad Spirit and the Mind Leech Ghoul. Sharpshooter and Recruit are pretty good, and that's about it. We'll take the Uprising, move on. See what else we got here. All right. So now in red, we have Pummeler, which is pretty good. Flame Breather, Lightning Wolf, Pyre Spawn. So Pummeler's cool because, you know, it's inflatable. It's not really a card you feel comfortable playing, I feel like, any less than 5 mana. So it's really like, it's like a 5-drop, but it does scale and get better from there. Could just take the Imprisonment, which I would say is probably the best card here by quite a bit. I mean, it's certainly early enough where we could just take the best card. Depends on how much I like Magma Pummeler. Pummeler's okay. I think it plays well. It's just a little bit expensive. I'm going to take the best card. It's early enough. Let's just see what's open. Imprisonment deals with everything, and you get blood tokens out of it at some point. It's a good card. All right, well, a Braid, nice follow-up here. Best card. Other goodies in here. I like the Butler, the Spider, the Ancestor. Retrieval is actually very playable. Celebrant's good. And we already said the Ghoul's good. So let's just take a Braid, which used to be uncommon and now is common in this set. All right, we have Epicure, which I do like. Otherwise, good cards in here. I like Mariner a lot. Hunter's very playable. I like the Witness. Said the Spider already. Board's a weird card, but I go back and forth on it. I don't know how I feel about it. It's okay. Spore Crawler's good. Let's just take Epicure. I don't know how this card ended up being as good as it is in this format, but seems to always be good. You're either dealing 1 damage to your opponent and somehow killing them when they're at 1 life, or you're getting a body that deals a couple damage to your opponent and getting a blood token. It's just, it does a lot for 1 mana. I don't understand it, but it's good. All right. Now we could probably take the Impulse. I like the card advantage. Other good things in here. Well, there's a lot of red, which is good. Lantern Bearer is good. Disciple's very playable. Flame Breather is playable. Frenzy Devil's a weird card. I think I've played it once or twice. Maybe played against it once. I'm kind of mixed on it. Could go either way. I guess playable in a pinch. Anger, I've played against this card a lot, and I still have yet to play it, but I guess I'm not necessarily opposed. I like Fearful Villager a lot. Menace is good. And a 3-mana, if you're ever playing as a 3-mana, 4/3 Menace, you should be pretty happy. Red creatures definitely don't come with that much value. I mean, even 3-mana, 2/3 Menace is not bad. Menace just turned out to be a very good ability and very good upgrade to, not upgrade, but update to Intimidate, which I think it is, and Fear. Fear and Intimidate, some old school abilities, and I feel like Menace was a really well-conceived, good design. That's right. Sometimes they compliment Wizards for good designs. And that one was good. All right. Well, pretty good green cards in here. I mean, we could take the Cloaked Cadet. Technically, we do have a human, but not a human that's going to get +1/+1 counters. But Belligerent Guest is pretty unexciting. I mean, Cloaked Cadet's the best card in here by quite a bit. It's just Cloaked Cadet's more for training purposes, but it's not a huge deal. I can take it anyway. It can get buffed itself, and Red-Green Werewolves is good. And it's definitely the best card remaining here. I like Massive Might and Spore Crawler too, but I mean, this thing gets you card advantage, so probably take it. Well, there is a Sharpshooter, which technically has synergy with Cadet, but I'd rather take the Villager. Just because I like Villager, and we're not for sure green yet anyway. I just took the best card there because there wasn't a good red card. And otherwise, Retrieval is playable in here, but let's take the Villager. Alright, well now there's a Pyre Spawn. Still plenty of green things. We'll take the Recruit. Very playable card. Works well with Cadet as well. And I guess training cards in green certainly work fine with Werewolves, because Werewolves are going to have pretty high power. They're going to be good at training. I never got into Laid to Rest. Tried it a couple times. Not my cup of tea. Alright, well, I'm happy to see red be open here. I guess we'll take the Flame Breather. I mean, Wolf, I guess, would give us some more Wolf synergies, but we're a little bit 2-drop light at the moment, or less. I mean, we just have an Epicure and a Braid and an Impulse. Not a terrible start out of pack 1, but wouldn't mind getting some more either. We're playing best of 1, so I guess maybe Beguiler. I doubt I'm going to play a Servitor. I doubt I'm going to play a Beguiler too, but if we open some crazy strong white thing, maybe I'll consider it. It's a late Cruel Witness. Kind of weird. We'll take the Spore Crawler because we already have a Recruit and a Cadet, and Spore Crawler's just a good card. Alright, Frenzied Devils it is. In the festivities, more of a sideboard card. Change of Fortune, pretty unplayable rare here. Circle of Confinement, good removal, but we're probably just going to go with Flame Blessed Bolt, which likely deals with less things than Circle of Confinement, but sticks to red for now, which is smarter because we don't know what our second color is yet. Still kind of, I mean, it definitely seems like green is open. There's a very late Spore Crawler and a late Cadet, which is a good sign that green is open. But we'll take the Bolt here. Just solid removal. Very good. Probably end up wheeling something in green here. Very likely a Snarling Wolf, which I think is pretty playable. Sigarda's Summons. What my enemy card in this format. Tried it at least 3 times. Failed miserably every time. Now I just hate this card. Just disgusts me every time I see it. Nothing good in red, really. I guess in anger, if I really wanted to try that. I kind of don't. There's Valorous Stance, which is great removal. Otherwise, we could take Massive Might. I mean, Massive Might's much worse than Valorous Stance. It just felt like... It does sort of feel like green's more open than white, but... We're not taking a red card here. Valorous Stance is way better than Massive Might. It just does way more things, so I guess we'll take it. Ooh, Rending Flame. Don't mind if I do. Take that. Otherwise, in green, there's Sharpshooter. In white, there's Griff Rider, and Slayer, I guess, is playable, but Rending Flame, easy pick. Great card. We've got all the good red removal now. The Bolt, the Abrade, and the Rending Flame. There's a Pummeler in here, but I'm kind of tempted to just take another Impulse. There's also a Brambleworm, which is good, but I'd rather just take the card advantage, the cheap card advantage. Impulse just has played well. You get 2 turns to cast those spells too. It's not a card you want in your opening hand, really. It's a card you want to draw on like turn 5 or 6. Because then you just basically get access to 2 more spells. It's good. Plays well. So we could take the Pummeler now. Otherwise, there's Disciple. We've already got 5 humans, and it does work well with Stensia Uprising. Oh, wait, no, it's only at the end of your turn. Never mind. Never mind. All right, let's take the Pummeler. Fierce Retribution. All right, well, I mean, we're getting good white picks here, so we'll take it over Heron of Hope. I mean, yeah, Stensia Uprising also kind of counts as a creature. So getting all this removal. Wow, pick 7 Circle of Confinement? That's pretty crazy. I guess we're white. Militia Rallier versus Lightning Wolf. Probably the Rallier, it's just cheaper. Good green things in here, but I feel like we already have a confinement, a retribution, a valorous stance, and we have 4 really solid pieces of white removal. I think at this point, I'm willing to commit to white as my, I could take Lacerate Flesh, but we've got much better removal in white and red now, so probably just take the evasive creature over Piercing Light and Lacerate Flesh, because we need some more creatures, and Griff Rider's pretty good. So, very creature light, and remember that 2 of them are Nebelgast Beguiler and Frenzied Devils. Not exactly where you want to be. I'm going to take these in case we still somehow end up green. I would say we probably need, right now, including Cinzia Uprising, I'm going to take the Sharpshooter here because I doubt we're going to be able to play Adamant Will with the non-creature spells we already have, because we already have 10. I guess I'll take Piercing Light. What was I saying? Guess I'll go deep on Beguilers. All right, Lightning Wolf, sure. Thalia. Problem with Thalia is we have a lot of non-creature spells, but it's not a huge deal because our non-creature spells are, for the most part, cheap, and Thalia is probably better than Visionary. I mean, 2 mana, 2 power, 1st strike. Visionary is an amazing card, too. Don't get me wrong. But... And Thalia is a card you don't... I mean, you're the one playing it, so you get to decide when you want to cast it, you know? If it's going to affect you casting your non-creature spells, then maybe you have to wait a little bit and play some other cheap spell instead, but... I think there's actually a decent argument to take the Visionary over Thalia, but Thalia's it's a rare quality effect. It's pretty good. All right, another Abrade. Jeez. I love Aruth, and I have no problem splashing Aruth, as you well know, but I'm not going to pass it over an Abrade. Or I'm not going to take it over an Abrade, rather. Dominating Vampire. Well, unfortunately for us, we're not really high on the Vampire count right now. I don't think that's going to do anything. Could take another Epic here. I'm kind of okay with that. Another cheap body that gives us a blood token, lets us draw into more things. I kind of don't want to play Frenzied Devils that much. Do I really want to play 2 Beguilers either? Not really, but this might be the time we actually do it. Another Impulse in here, but I'll take the Epic here. I just like it. Hopeful Initiate is actually a pretty cool card. It can blow up artifacts and enchantments sometimes. It's a 1-drop too, which is not bad. We don't really have high power creatures, but I guess Villager can train. It's a rare. It's a cool effect. We'll take it. 1-drops are very good in this format, actually. Shield Basher's a good trainer. And I guess I don't really need anything else. I could take the Belligerent Guest instead. I think it's quite a bit worse, but... Well, we only have 2 4-drops. All right. I guess we can take a Shield Basher. I've played it. It does play well. I don't know how much of a beatdown deck we are, but... I think I'll take another Fearful Villager here. Even though I kind of like Arm the Cathars, I actually like Fearful Villager. And then maybe we don't have to play Nebelgast Beguilers. That's probably a good thing. I don't like Perish Blade Trainee, but we'll take another Reckless Impulse here. I'll go deep on Impulses. I'm okay playing a bunch of those. Especially with removal. All these Impulses? That's weird. I don't even know if we can afford to play 4 of them. That seems like a lot. But am I taking another Rallier? Probably not. I don't even know if the first Rallier is making the deck. 5 Impulses, huh? I'll just keep taking them for now, but it seems unlikely we would play that many. That does seem excessive. I don't think we're playing combatants. We already have to figure out cuts here, so... Equipment. I don't think Bride's Gown is all that... I'd rather play the knife. The little blood token knife. But, I mean, we have some trainees in here, so I could see possibly playing. It. The Bride's Gown, but I think we can afford to play 17 lands because we have impulses. Am I playing 5 impulses? That does seem excessive. Because we're already down to 13 creatures. 14 with Uprising, so 5 impulses is very excessive. Let's look at our actual removal. I don't think we're going to need the Piercing Light. We've got much better removal here. We've got Bolt and Circle and Retribution, Valorous Stance, 2 Abrades, Rending Flame, Imprisonment. I mean, you name it, we've got it. Let's maybe do 3 impulses. Because, I mean, once you get like 4 and 5, you're impulsing into impulse, and that's okay, not great. not exactly what you want to do. I think there's even a decent argument to go down to 2, but I'll still look at other things to cut. Because we're at 14 creatures, going to 13. We're at 14, including Stinsia Uprising, I should say. I could cut Rallier just because it's not that great of a card in general. But Train's okay. I think a big issue with this deck is we really don't have much evasion. And Flame Breather in here. I mean, we have the non-creature spells to support it, but yeah, this is a weird deck. I don't know how I feel about this deck yet. We have a lot of removal, which is good. A lot of cheap removal. I feel like we're not beating down quite fast enough, which might be an argument to keep the Rallier. But I don't know what to cut at this point. I could cut 1 more impulse and go to 2, and then I still have to figure out a final card to cut. I guess Uprising gives us some late game shenanigans here. Jeez. What do I cut? Weakest creature in the deck's got to be Rallier, right? Yeah. Or Flame Breather. But Flame Breather, I almost feel like is going to end up, like, over the course of a game, shocking or lightning bolting our opponent with just non-creature spells. So I guess I'm okay cutting Rallier. We're down to 13 creatures now. Maybe I have to go to 2 impulses. I don't love it. Yeah, I don't love it. But I really can't afford to cut any more creatures, and I don't really want to cut any of this removal. So I guess we'll go to 2 impulses. This is weird. Unless I want to do 16 lands, because we do seem like we can get flooded now. So, but my issue with 16... I remember at the end of the last format, I went like all in on 16 land decks. I mulliganed significantly more often and ran into mana issues significantly more often. It was very apparent that there is a significant difference between 16 and 17 lands. I would say with the amount that I draft to, it was a statistically significant difference in number of times mulliganed. So it makes it tough because I do think more card advantage is a good idea with 17 lands, which makes me want to do the 3 impulses with 17, which maybe we can just cut a Retribution. I actually like Retribution, but if we're trying to be beat down, it's basically a 6 mana removal, which makes it worse. We still have plenty of removal. We've got Bolt, Circle, Stance, 2 Abrades, Rending Flame, and Imprisonment. So it's not like we're removal light. We still get the card advantage with Impulse. So Flood Mitigation. This is maybe a little bit safer than playing the Retribution. Retribution's a good card. Early protection. But I feel like we're kind of in that weird spot where are we beat down or are we beat down or are we trying to be like a win in the mid to late, and I would say for the most part we're trying to be beat down. Pummeler fits a weird spot there too then. But, I mean, Pummeler is our one finisher in the deck I'm okay with over, like, a Rallier, so I guess that makes sense. This is weird. This was a tough deck to build. I don't know how I feel about it, but this is what we got, so we'll run it like this. We'll see you round one. Okay, this is a keep. 2-drop, some removal. Shield Basher at some point. Ooh, good draw there. Now I've got ourselves a turn progression, huh? Good card. It's a good one. Yeah, Gift of Fangs at Griff Rider. I can even Circle of Confinement the Catapult Fodder, which is nice. Well, opponent was timing out and used... I think they did pass on their own there, but either way, we're going to do Circle of Confinement on the Catapult Fodder, and then we'll smash... And I'm actually not going to make Shield Basher indestructible because they get Piercing Light it anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I want to follow up with the Fearful Villager here, so... So they could have like Adamant Will, or like I said, if they have Piercing Light, if they have Adamant Will, they get us pretty good, I guess. I guess I can Abrade in response. Oh, Retribution there, huh? Sure. Well, I don't really want to Abrade a 2/2, so I'll just get in and flip our wolf here. So we've got 3 Reckless Impulses here to help potential flooding. Okay. I don't really want to abrade a 2-2. But I'll bolt at 2-2, I guess. Currently have 9 permanents for like a Stensia Uprising. That looks pretty cool. I do technically have a way to blow up enchantments with the Hopeful Initiate in this deck, but I'm going to have to train it twice in order to do that, and I currently cannot do that. Courier Bat. At least it doesn't have any additional value. I guess I can abrade that. We'll see what else we have instead. I guess at that point I'm going to abrade it. Alright. Well, I'm going to do this too then. I mean, not a ton we could have done anyway. I'm going to play the land. Just because then I might be able to still get the blood token if I rip another land, filter that. We'll see. Well, there's Hopeful Initiate. I'm still okay exiling this. And playing the Initiate. Uh-oh. Well, Heron of Hope's going to be a problem. Don't have a good double block there. Oh yeah, we have 3 of these. Well, I need 2 counters on Initiate in order to blow up the imprisonment, so still a little bit of a ways away from that. There's Thalia. Thalia's not looking that great here, so I might just flip the Villager. I mean, Thalia doesn't do that much right now, so... But I can't really attack with Initiate either, because they can just block with Socialite. So I guess we'll pass for now. We're going to have to play it a little more patiently here. And keep in mind that we're at least a removal away from attacking pretty productively with Fearsome Werewolf. Like, they at least have to be a little bit concerned about the werewolf. Gonna Diagraph Scavenger. Yep. I could tell they were looking at my graveyard, so good rip for them there. All right, Pummeler's good. So, guess we'll get in with the Werewolf. Play the Pummeler. Trade for either a Scavenger or a Socialite. Or they'll take it. Either way is okay. So make a 6/6. And hopefully they don't know about the Death Touch clause on Pummeler, because that's going to make things a lot better for us too. If they just exile, that's a pretty good sign for us. It means they don't have anything this turn. They can still give lifelink and exile. I mean, Initiate could eventually blow up the statue too, but I'm really hoping they attack with Scavenger here. That would be the best for us. I doubt they do, but it's possible. If they don't know about the Death Touch, the weird Death Touch interaction with Pummeler, then that's pretty sweet for us. Ooh, Valorous Stance. That's a good one too. So we can at least make the Werewolf indestructible. Could actually make the Initiate indestructible, but I feel like that's less good for us. Let's just get in for 10 here. Because I think the Werewolf is likely getting blocked here. We'll see though. Like I said, they might totally be wrong about how Pummeler... They might not know how Pummeler works. Yeah, I don't think they do, which is great news for us. Because all that's going to happen now is Pummeler is going to take 2 damage. We're going to kill their statue, and they're going to take 4 and be in really big trouble. All right, so now I can actually Valor Stance and make my Werewolf indestructible. So we're going to kill all 3 other things. We're going to kill everything but the Heron of Hope. They're probably going to like reread Pummeler now. I don't need to play Thalia because we want to keep that Werewolf big. Yeah, they had to reread. They're highlighting it now. They're like, why didn't it die? I ran into that same problem early in the format. It's not necessarily an intuitive thing. You think Death Touch, you're like, why doesn't it kill something? It's because it prevents the damage and removes the counters. They're still looking pretty good. They just got their double play they needed. I mean, they got 2 spells there. There's no reason to sack anything here. We want them to exploit, because we'll dump Initiate so fast your head will spin. All three of their creatures are really good here, so. And that Heron of Hope with Traveling Minister will pretty easily put us away. They're going to be gaining 4 plus 2 from... They're gaining 6 life a turn with just Minister. They're dealing 3 damage to us and dealing 6 a turn, so it's pretty brutal, actually. Another Villager is Fine Draw. We can play both our spells because of that, too. We don't have a ton of turns left, but... They're gaining 6 life a turn, so they can totally afford to just eat the damage here. I'm debating just dumping Thalia, but I feel like I'm just going to draw a land, so I think I'll play it instead. Because we still have 2 Reckless Impulses left in here as well. Yeah, remember, well, I guess the good news is if they attack... Oh, well, they just drew... I mean, they just drew the best possible thing they could have asked for there. Minister Gargantua Bat was just like a chef's kiss draw sequencing for them. They really couldn't have asked for a better draw sequence there at all. Especially after the mistake they made with the Magma Pummeler. I mean, they just, like, drew right back into this game. Right back into it. I mean, they can afford to just take everything now. They're so handily they're so handily beating us. It's absurd now. That's about what I expected. So I'm not surprised by that. We'll get in for 4. We'll have to flip our villagers. Still have 2 impulses left. Still have quite a few lands, though. Still have 7 lands, so we're batting like 50-50 playable, non-playable. They should have... How many lands left? I guess they have 3 in the yard. 8, 9, 10. So they should be batting worse than we are, to be honest. I mean, they have the blood tokens to help filter, I guess, but they should have more lands in their deck than we do right now. But we're dead next turn to bat. Like I said, the bat was just the... that was the nail in the coffin, was the bat. Minister Gargantua into bat just really, really... just drilled us there. Yeah, so now they're gonna... I guess they don't get to gain the life, at least, from Heron. And they didn't attack? Jeez, that was... I don't think that was right. So now, would I rather play the Epicure or flip the Villagers? Well... So we're getting a Pummeler again here. I think we keep the Epicure a secret, probably. So we want to get in with those werewolves. They're just going back and forth on the courier bat. They have lethal next turn if they attack with the courier bat. They're gaining a boatload of life here, so I feel like they should go for it if I were them. But by the same token, they need some blockers, I suppose, for the werewolf if they can't play 2 spells this turn. But they have 2 cards in hand, 2 blood tokens, and 4 lands in the graveyard. 5, 6, 7, 11. So 6 of their remaining 11 cards are lands if they're playing 17. If they go double spell here, we're probably just toast. Even if they don't go double spell here, we're not. I mean, prospects are not looking great. They gained 6 life. Their bystanders flipping. And they still had double spell, so they're perfectly fine. They have just completely done everything they exactly needed to do to win this game. Wow, your old pal Alex Stephenson over here is ripping lands and losing real fast. I'm just drawn like a real Alex Stephenson when it matters most. Sometimes I just hate my stupid Alex Stephenson draws. It's GG, so we'll go to the next one. Okay, it's keep. We got Thalia in here and a bunch of removal in both colors, so definitely can't mull that one. Currently makes every card in my hand more expensive, but that's all right. Maybe they have to play a 2-mana Gift of Fangs here. Purifier, that's a good one. Well, I'm going to pay full price to kill that baddie. Full price and some to kill that baddie. More expensive Reckless Impulse is actually pretty brutal. Gluttonous Gust, alright. It's a cool picture. So I guess we can attack and abrade after blocks. I don't really want to, but we have the Reckless Impulses and lands here, so it's okay. Alright, I'll pass. I don't need to Reckless Impulse yet. I don't need to abrade. I don't need to Imprisonment a guest if they don't want to block anyway. Maybe they have a bat here. Okay. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they have a bat and they're going to get their Purifier back. So here we'll do Fearful Villager and pass. So far, Dali has managed to hamstring me just once. Well, twice if you're looking at... Gosh, I love the alternative art on that stuff. It's pretty sweet. No attacks? Yeah. I was going to say, why? Alright. Oh, that's good. Well... Well, I guess we want to bolt that farmer. We don't want them to have lifelink. And I want to save that Abrade for their... It's got Menace. You can't do that. I want to save that Abrade for their Purifier. I've had to use 2 Abrades on that thing now. Alright, we'll do the Impulse. Could flip my Villager, but this is fine. So I guess we'll smash here and play the Wolf. Opponent is just rocking and rolling with that sweet, sweet alternative art. Shield Basher's a good draw. So I'm up to 8 mana, which means I could take care of the Socialite and still keep smashing with the... Alright, well, I'm okay with that. Surprised they're taking that. Well, next turn, at least I can not have to play any spells, and I still pretty busy with my mana. Exile the Socialite, give first strike to Lightning Wolf, make Shield Basher indestructible. I mean, that's 8 mana right there. I really hope they have a 5 or 6 mana instant or sorcery in their hand so that this Thalia is doing something. Could have saved the imprisonment. It's just, it was good use of mana that turn, maxing out our 8 mana to progress the board with a pretty good threat, plus get rid of a blocker. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens here. Ooh, another Purifier. Wow. Okay. Well, they can't draw a card off of Purifier, so that's not a big deal. Alright, Griffrider was actually a good draw. Let's give first strike. And smash with these 2. And give indestructible. So I think I might flip my Villager this turn. I have first strike. So, okay. They must have a Undying Malice or something. But even then, they're not going to kill our wolf, so this doesn't really matter. Well, now you can't kill my wolf. This first strike's pretty slick. Let's just flip our villager, and I guess we can just exile this now. There's no reason to really... There's not really a reason that I'm seeing to wait on that. Sure. Oh, yeah. All right. Thalia can die. Can't really attack with her anyway, so... I mean, they're currently dead. Oh, they had the follow-up, so they're going to flip my werewolf, too. All right. Good on ya. Let's see. All right, well, they weren't interested, so we'll go to the next one and see you then. All right, well, good hand here. Couple creatures, couple removal. Looks good. Both colors. Hot Epicure on Epicure action here, too. So... I don't really want to block theirs because I've got a blocker for it next turn with the Flame Breather. So next turn, pretty decent chance we pitch... I guess the Shield Basher, if I can't find a land. Opponent possibly having opposite problem here. Pitching a land on turn 2. Gatekeeper. So they're going to exile a land. Wait, how does this work? Plays a land or casts a spell. Well... Guess I can attack with... I mean, I can't play... Let's pitch the Shield Basher. Could pitch the Initiate, actually, huh? That's true. Alright, well... Alright. We'll offer the trade now. It's fine. It did its job. It dealt... Oh, they don't want to. Well, I'm okay with that, too. Ooh. Attacking, huh? Well, let's see. We'll do the Griff Rider. We'll get the evasive dude online. And pass. We're gonna end up taking a little damage from the Squire, but ultimately I think it's okay. I mean, I guess they could just leave up 2 mana now, but this is okay. I mean, they can get in with Squire. Sure. Okay, that makes sense. Can do it on the combatant too. That makes more sense, I think. So now I suppose I trade. So I don't really want to take 7. Right, 4th land, so now I think we'll just get in and go initiate plus villager. How many? They need 4 in there. Okay. All right. So I think we'll just flip our villager here. See if they have a bat. If they play another spell, we kill the Squire. If they don't play a spell, we get to attack with the Wolf. And still kill the Squire. Or at least be willing to trade it. So I'm certainly willing to trade it here. A Braid. All right, well, 2 can play at that game. I guess we can do... We'll let it die for now, and then we'll do Impulse. Because they're tapped out too, so... Oop, not that one. We'll do Impulse first. See what we get. Circle of Confinement, so... I'm not going to be able to play both next turn, I don't think. Oh, I guess it's possible if we draw a land, yeah. Alright. Well, that's cool. So kill that little feller. Land next turn is huge. Very important. Otherwise, I suppose we go with the Lightning Wolf. Probably more important here. I mean, it's got to be a pretty good chance we rip a land now too, right? 17 cards deep, we've seen 5, so we have 12. We have greater than 50% chance. Getting the Squire back? All right. Now I might... Oh, good. We got the land. Well, that made it easy. I think we're gonna... many creatures they got in the yard there, huh? 1, 2, just 2. Okay. Well, I don't want them to have access to indestructible, but I also want to use Circle of Confinement. Tough spot to be in. I think we'll just play the Lightning Wolf and then Circle of Confinement the Gluttonous Guest just to get rid of the blocker. And so I don't just lose my circle, because I don't really want to do that. I mean, granted, it's a little bit tougher that they wouldn't be able to leave up 2 mana, but we'll see. Ooh, Parasitic Grasp. Nice one. Well, I guess if they do Parasitic Grasp on our wolf, then they can't protect their squire, so I'm alright with that too. More likely they play the Gluttonous Guest here, if I were them, because then you could still keep your squire up, but then we can still attack with Lightning Wolf and still abrade and once again deal with the squire, so I guess we're doing okay. So yeah, if I'm them, I mean, it also depends on what you have in your hand. Maybe there's just things you're not willing to discard to protect a squire either. So if they're willing to do the Parasitic Grasp now, that's cool for us because we're going to be able to kill their squire and well, Pummeler's a good draw too, but we're going to just deal with this thing that they can't protect right now. Get in for 2, and then next turn we can play the Pummeler for as a 4/4. At least a 4/4. Oh yeah, forgot about that. You know, that might be the first time I've ever seen Circle of Confinement actually trigger, so that's kind of cool. Alright, well, Pummeler's a little bit more of a threat. We can still attack with both of our dudes. They don't really have a good block. I mean, they can block one of them, but then we're going to follow up with a 4/4 Pummeler, so it's fine. Sure. Dahlia, huh? Well, we can play both. That's cool. All right, we'll take it. See you for the next one. Okay, it's a keep. Ah, Jakob, or Jacob, however you want to say it. Great card. Very strong. Yeah. 2-mana looter at worst. At best, you get free spells once you pay your initial 6 cost for it. Pretty awesome. Yeah, card's really sweet. Really good card. Exiled face down, no less, too. Nice. Alright, we'll go in villager. Well, we're going to have a hard time beating Jakob once they flip it. So I might need to find some removal here pronto. And imprisonment's not exactly the removal I'm looking for. We'll see. All right, let's do impulse. They only have 4 lands, so okay. I guess this is we should probably. Problem is we can't afford to really just get beat up here, can we? I feel like if I don't imprison Jacob now, though, it's probably going to be over the second they split it. Unfortunately, I can't afford to get beat to death by a Eswalt Shield Basher either. But the fact that they only have 2 lands left before they can flip Jacob and just get free spells for the rest of the game makes this a pretty tough spot. Guess this is a reasonable question. How do I want to block here? Guess I'd rather lose one of these than my Lightning Wolf. Could also have a trick here. But Adamant Will doesn't get us. Cradle of Safety doesn't really get us that bad either, I guess. So we'll go land, exile. Epicure. And pass. I'd untap the Shield Basher. Okay. Could have chumped there, I guess. So, blood token. Oh. That's cool. Guess I can still use another blood token, huh? Why not? And uprising. Pass. And that's actually kind of nice. Now we can at least chump block the Shield Basher. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 lands we're through. We have 22 cards left. 7 of 22. 7, 4, 2. So we have like less than a 33% chance to draw a land each turn currently. It's pretty good. But if you have to factor in the Alex Stephenson multiplier, so it's really like, I would say at least 50% chance. We should probably nip the trainee in the bud now, because that thing's only going to grow each turn, so. That was a good one. So go land, villager, villager pass. And do I want to sacrifice it to kill a shield basher? Not really, no. I mean, we have a lot of removal in our deck, and Uprising currently seems like it's better serving spitting out 1/1s every turn until I can find a removal. Might be wrong. So we'll triple block in case they have a bounce or something. Uh-oh. Yeah-oh. Ooh, a braid. Well, unfortunately, I think we have to still eat the flyer here, but we can flip our villager. I guess that's good. I mean, I can't really kill the Shield Basher when they have a Griff Rider, when we have infinite chump blockers for their thinger. I'm gonna have to allow that though. I mean, either way, Griff Rider's gonna have to die here, so. So the trainee's actually going to get a counter here, but no luxuries. No Alex Stephenson luxuries here. So I suppose that means let's braid the Griff Rider. And then we'll jump here and double block here. All right, bolt's cool. Unfortunately, we still have to do that. Still have to do the flyer, but that's all right. I mean, I can still let it resolve, I suppose. Oh, what a beautiful top deck by my opponent. Just an absolutely stunning, just a stunning top deck by my opponent there. Just stunning. Oh my god, wait a second. They didn't draw something there? What's going on? I guess we take out Shield Basher now. Can't really afford to attack. If they have removal, they kill us. Well, I'm gonna have to sack Stincy Uprising to deal with that little feller, huh? So I can't actually play this. Yeah, I guess I was maybe supposed to keep the werewolf back, but trading 2 1/1s for a 9 Ancestor is not that bad either. You gonna syncopate me or siphon essence? Sure. Well, that's too bad for us. Maybe we'll not be Alex Stephenson and top deck removal for Heron Blessgeist, right? Right? No real choice but to block. Ah, removal. There we go. Just what I was looking for. Removal. All right. We'll see you for the next one. Oh, let's see. Well, this hand probably needs red mana to go off. I don't want to just... This hand's great with red mana. That's the tough part. But without red mana, it's probably too much of a liability. We'll run it back. This hand's much better, so it's fine. I guess we'll ditch... probably the Flame Breather or the Thalia. Thalia is almost like a liability with this hand. But I think it's one of our creatures. Probably Flame Breather, I guess. Thalia can at least attack with 2-power first strike for a little while. I figure it's a good draw. The longer you hold off on impulse, typically the better anyway. Well, I suppose we can attack first here, see what they got. All right. Can impulse now? I'm still gonna wait. Sure. So I guess I'll use my blood token. Don't have a ton of need for the land anyway, so. Alright, Griff Rider's good. Let's get that down. Sure. See, they got Wolf Strike. Oh, I guess if they have Wolf Strike, they can't cast it because of Thalia. It's pretty slick. I don't know if I'm supposed to play land or sandbag it at this point. All right. See for the next one. Maybe I was supposed to just attack with Griff Rider and Villager there in hindsight, because otherwise, if they had removal like Piercing Light, they could have killed Thalia, blocked Epicure. Oh no, killed Griff Rider, blocked Thalia, and only taken 3. So it still would have been okay. All right, we'll see for the next one. All right, this looks good to me. Both colors, removal, pretty good threats. Suppose you play the Griff Rider first. Ooh, 3 color, huh? Nice, nice. Ah, Paladin's pretty good. Let's see here. So, I might just play the Lightning Wolf here. It sets me up better next turn for a Valor Stance plus a Villager. Kill the Paladin, plus get a decent threat out. See if they have the Wolf Strike here or whatever. High Part Shaman. Well, I guess we're gonna Valor Stance that instead, which is fine. I mean, currently winning the race. We got that going for us, which is nice. But Paladin's pretty swingy. They're just going ham. Sure. Okay. Kill that little guy. Kill this little guy. I think we're 1 damage shy of lethal, but doesn't seem super likely like they'd kill us next turn. Guess we'll find out. All right. See you for the next one. Looks good. Well, take that little feller out. No reason to turn on a little engine that could. Just kind of hoping they would let it flip there. Guess there's not really a reason to attack. I mean, I could, and then they can attack back, but a little bit. That's a good draw. All right. I guess there's a decent reason to attack now. At least with one. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a lot of fearful villagers. Brancomber. Let's do the impulse. Little land, Thalia, Epicure, pass. It's a good one. So we can poop out the land. Ah, Valor's Stance is a good one too. Let's just flip our dudes for now and chill. No rush. Sure. You know, sack the Brancomber. That makes sense. Oh, at least they're tapped out. Unfortunately, our dudes are going to flip back now. Imprisonment. Well, not a huge fan of imprisonment on any of these things. Let's just flip the villagers. They can't play 2 spells forever, right? Sure. I guess that makes sense. So... Hmm. Hmm. So I can make my dude indestructible. One of them. Gonna have to imprison that dude at some point. Because they're just gonna spit out a bunch of 1/1s, huh? And they're putting 2 in their yard now, and... This doesn't make... It's not a spell, it's an ability, the Disturb. So they can do both. They're gonna be able to do both on their dude. So... That makes me feel like we probably need our 4/4, I guess. So, I don't think we'll use Impulse yet. Interesting. Unexpected. Alright, I still don't want to use Impulse. So, they kill both my guys. I think I'll just have to take it. Take 4. Ah, Uprising. That's a cool one. Guess I'm willing to trade Thalia for Stitched Assistant. And they don't even want to do it, which is fine. Hoping we can get to 12 permanents here. Or 13, or whatever it is. Another Braincomber, huh? Alright, so let's do Impulse. Land will imprison the flyer. Oh, they get another 1/1 out of it. I didn't even realize it's opposing ones too. Ooh, look at that. Look at how much value my opponent's getting. Gosh, my opponent must feel so cool right now. They get to counter my spell, they get another token. Gosh, it must feel so nice. All right. So ended up going 4-3. Beat Alex Stephenson a few times for the loss there, but it's fine. Totally happens. I mean, I'm Alex Stephenson. I got to Alex Stephenson every once in a while here. So let's do some pack one, pick ones. All right, pack one, pick one here. Thirst versus Packsong Pup, huh? Well, Packsong Pup is very strong, but it's a little more niche, and Thirst is good in any blue deck, so probably Thirst. 3 cards for 1 card is pretty good. I mean, I guess he only net 2, but whatever. Wow. Well, we're gonna go with Child of the Pack because this is like rare quality uncommon, but Wolfkin, Outcast, and Wolf Striker. There's a lot of goodies in there. It's like all good commons and uncommons. And finally, Drake versus Geist. Probably the Drake just because it's 2 mana flyer. There's Minister in here too, but 2 mana, 2 power, flying with upside. At uncommon, not even a rare anymore. They really are pushing commons and uncommons, aren't they? All right, thanks for tuning in, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.